Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming and this is a new haircut. Oh wait, this is a new Raid Shadow Legends video. How's it going everyone? Welcome back to my channel. As you see, like I mentioned, I have a new haircut. I guess this is it for the Viking God one for a while. You know, the person that used to deal with my hair has gone abroad, so I don't have somebody to actually do that. So you know what? We're back to the short hair. I look younger, I look smart, I guess, I hope. And let's get into the raid video for today. So what I wanted to show today was something that I actually personally used on my main account, but it was with different champions, and that is for the sake of Spider 20, which is, you know, that's the main thing that people need to focus on in order to get their Arbiter, because you have to do Spider 20, Ice Golem 20, Dragon 20, and Fire Knight 20 10 times on auto. So, you know, not everybody has maybe Cold Hearts, not everybody has Royal Guards or Husk, or, you know, not everybody has the max HP champions, or not everybody has the AOE HP Burn champions. Even though there's a lot more in the game out there, there's still lots of people that I know, you know, that this is basically for like people that are like early mid game. If you're in the late game, you're definitely gonna be bound to have one of the HP burners, or maybe you just did the last fusion. But if you do not have the enemy max HP champions, and if you do not have the AOE HP burn champions, then this team is for you. And basically what this team uses is Drexar as the HP burner. This is a full free-to-play friendly team. Drexar is a free login champ, login champ, V6 login champ, still login champ. Drex is more like a, you know, you buy it from the 3v3, but still after around like 4 months, 5 months, let's say, you should have Drexar. And you know, by the time you have V6, if you still do not have an AOE HP burn champion or a max HP champion, then you can use something like this. The whole principle of this team is using Armiger and V6 to control the turn meter of the main spider. Same thing for Syl, and then just using Drexar as a tank, because he's wrong affinity. As long as he doesn't have, you know, as long as there's not somebody that has 2.5 times less HP than him, he will always be the target for the spiderlings. So the way this one works is the spiderlings attack him because his passive works like this. Has a 55% after booking it, 75% chance of placing an HP burn, debuff for 2 turns on attackers when hit. This champion's resistance is also increased by 10 for each enemy under HP burn, stacks up to 50. You care about the first part. Every time he's hit by the spiderlings, there's a chance that he places that HP burn. If you take Sniper and Master Hexer on him, well, this gets bumped up to 80% chance to land, and at the same time there's an extra chance to put it on for 5 turns. At the same time, on his A1 he has a triple hitter that also has a 30% chance of placing HP burn, plus he heals himself if there's already HP burn when he attacks. And then on the A2 he has an AOE chance to provoke, and if he provokes he also places decrease attack, which is really helpful because, you know, since he's gonna be tanking all of the hits, having a little bit of decreased attack can actually be helpful. At the same time, using him in the lead with his aura of 70 can make building him so much easier. Like, I didn't change builds, I just, whatever I had on my people for the sake of Doom Tower or whatever, I just kept them in that build and I ran the team. So basically, let's have a look at the team, because I pre-recorded it, and see how easy this one actually is. Let me move myself a little bit here on the side. But yeah, the whole principle is we have Arbiter, not Arbiter, that's what we need this for. So we have Apothecary that just boosts us, and then we have everybody else that does turn meter control. V6 also brings AOE, apart from the AOE decreased speed, she brings the ally protection when she does that. So by doing that, we have Drexar that can survive more. Having Syl in there, Syl is kind of like a backup. She does turn meter control on the A1, decrease speed on the A1, and at the same time she does the heal from her passive, plus she has a revive. So if something happens and our Drex gets killed, Syl can revive him. And guess what? When somebody's revived by Syl of the Drakes, she also places a ally protection. So that makes our tank easier to survive in this type of team. Maybe you noticed one thing in this team, and that is the fact that I'm not using Syl's AOE stun. The reason for that is because I do not want her to stun the spiderlings. I want the spiderlings to attack Drexar so they can get those HP bursts on. If we use Syl's lockout, then they do not attack, we do too much damage to them, so I'm trying to only focus, you know, hitting the main spider. If you obviously had a Cold Heart, this could be so much easier. Swap in Cold Heart instead of the V6, and the main spider should die faster. But bear in mind to keep those HP levels at the right spot. So for example, let's say my Drex has 50,000 HP. If I bring in somebody that has like 20,000, that person would be the target. So make sure you keep those HP levels correct. But the right way to do this build is to have Drexar not have that crazy HP, just have high defense and have high enough resist to resist the poisons. You see he keeps getting attacked, but he keeps saying resisted, 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 because he has resistance enough to resist those poisons. If he had like the poison bar be all stacked up, then it would be harder for him to actually survive, because he would get killed from those poison ticks, as those tick depending on his HP. So this one looks pretty easy, pretty consistent. I ran several runs before this. It's not the fastest in the world, but it's 100% reliable. I do not have War Master on my Armiger. I do not have War Master on my V6, so I'm losing some damage from there. I also have a Toxic set on Apothecary, don't need that. It's a random set, whatever I had on my Apothecary from the previous build. I had him in a Toxic fast, and that's it. You just need Apothecary to be fast and have decent enough HP so he's not the target. But look at this, guys. This is actually pretty easy. It's a consistent 3 minutes or under 3 minute run. Works always, and it's a thing of beauty. I can even go and show you after this one's finished. I can even go and show you the builds that I have on them, and you know, it show you that even though the stats are crazy that I'm gonna show, you do not have to have that high stats. So look at this, 2 minutes 58. This can be like with the right War Masters, it can be 2 minutes 30 or even close to 2 minutes. If I brought the Cold Heart in here, you know what, let's actually test this out. Let's test it out with the Cold Heart instead of V6. Let me bring not my number 1, the Cold Heart, but bring my number 2 on. They're gonna be slightly well built, but still. Let me bring my number 2 Cold Heart and let's test this out like that. So just prioritize this one. You don't want to do the A2, you want those HP burns to tick. Let's run it. Let me see this one, that. Yeah, I might not do the craziest damage in the world because we do not have decreased defense, but still, it is some meter control, and it is enemy max HP from the Cold Heart. But I guess like the team that I want, the basic of the team, like I wanted to show, is specifically for people that do not have like Cold Hearts or like other stuff like that. Because basically, if you have a Cold Heart, you can bring somebody like a Renegade, somebody that does decreased defense and weaken, and you can just rely on the max HP hit. So you can have a Cold Heart, Renegade, Armiger, decreased defense, weaken champion, and maybe a of the Drakes to, or somebody else to control the Spiderlings. But yeah, there's plenty of ways. Like, see, this one looks a little bit scary because we do not have the V6 to do that protection, but still we healed in full. One good way to make this work is build your Apothecary to have 100% crit rate with as much speed as you can, because if you do that, Apothecary's heals can crit, and that's what happens here. So instead of just healing for like 35% of the HP, whenever Apothecary heals, it heals for full HP. So even if this happens, guess what? Still revives, and we come back to it. Hearts, you can look at this. Just by bringing an enemy max HP in there, we half the time. So you know, you have the core that I showed you, and then you can do something like this to make it be even faster. 1 minute and 12 seconds. That's insane. Let me just show you some of the builds out there. So let's start off with Drexar, Man of the Hour. I just have him basically in 3 perception sets. Maybe the stats are gonna be high because of my Great Hall and all of my accessories, but let me move myself on this side. Make myself bigger. So basically what you care about is, you don't need him to be like this. Make him like, I don't know, 180 speed. You just care for him to tank. You don't need him to be that fast. Make him like, I don't know, 160, 170, 180 speed. Give him like 300 resist to resist the poisons of the Spiderlings. Give him 200 accuracy. So this extra accuracy that I have on him does not help me with anything. Just 200, 220 accuracy should be more than enough. You know what? Give him 150 accuracy because you're gonna have him in the lead, and then just pump up as much defense as you can on him. You know, like this one, I could get him maybe to 6k defense easily, but I just left it like this. So give him like I said, 180 speed, 300 resist, 150 accuracy because he's gonna be your 70 lead, so you don't need higher than that. And then whatever HP you're gonna get by pumping as much defense, and he's gonna always be your tank. One thing I did get on him is I did get him with Giant Stare, so he can do some damage on his triple hitter and the Life Drinker in case we need to heal up a little bit. And then on the support tree, like I said, I came down to Master Hexer and Sniper for the sake of extending and a higher chance to place those HP burns. Then we have a Seal of the Drake random build again, just support this way, and again War Master. She's in Relentless and Perception. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Had a phone call, sorry. So, Seal of the Drakes, basically what you want on her is, and the way that I always built her and I recommend for people is Relentless, decently fast, with around 200, depending what user. If you want to use her for Doom Tower Hard as well, you need 350 accuracy. But if you're not talking about those high levels, just around 220, 250 accuracy is good enough, and then survivability stats. You can make her smack as well, you can give her crit rate. I don't build her like that for myself, I just give her like 180, 200, in Relentless with 200 accuracy again. Resist does not help me with anything on this team, it does help me for the sake of Doom Tower. So this one you can straight up scrap it and don't care about it. And the masteries are gone her, like even, I don't even have like this helmet. I mean, I have other pieces max, just not the helmet. Masteries again, like I said, same thing with War Master. So War Master get a little bit of damage. This is my Cold Heart. This Cold Heart doesn't even have full masteries. Just started this and I need to finish. I could take Flush Execution, Helm Smasher, whatever. And I started on this side. Having an Evil Eye might help, you know, for the sake of controlling that turn meter. This one's in Savage though, but still, it's not a, you know, it's high crit damage, but still, even if it's not in Savage, you should still be doing roughly the same damage. Plus, if you finish the masteries, you should roughly do the same damage as I showed in there. Like I said, Apothecary is in a toxic, fast. I mostly care about getting him as fast as I can and decently survivable. I got him, the fun thing, I got him 300 resist for the sake of the dragon. I used him in the dragon all rares team, and you know, I wanted him to resist the debuffs. And these are his masteries, again same principle, support plus the giant slayer for the sake of damage. And then my Armiger, like I said, I didn't even finish his masteries. I should really finish his masteries, because War Master, you know, can bring a little bit of extra damage in there. And you know, we all know about Armiger's kit, and he's in a destroy set plus a speed set, which is like most relatable, 196 speed. You want him to have 100% crit rate, and you want him to have over 200 accuracy in order to land the decreased turn meter on his A1. But this is gonna be it for the video for today. This is the team. It's honestly, this is one of the very few things that I can actually call 100% free to play friendly. Like, everybody should be able to pull an Armiger and pull an Apothecary. Honestly, if you don't pull Apothecary is not a must. Instead of Apothecary, you can bring somebody that does AoE decrease attack or AoE decrease defense, or somebody else that does, instead of Apothecary, you know what, you could bring Haikatun, because even if Drexar dies, you can have Seal revive him. Or maybe you can build Drexar in Immortal sets or Region sets. There's always ways around it. So this team is definitely one easy team to achieve if you are desperate to be that spider on 20 and you don't have the enemy max HP champions and you don't have the AOE HP Burn champions. But this is gonna be it for the video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this is useful for you, and I will see you in the next one. Peace, love, take care everyone. Bye, guys.